Hello everyone, I'm Sadaf Fatima. I am a guest faculty at KMC Language University. Today we'll discuss a little bit about the definition of tragedy given by Aristotle in his famous work Poetics. The first thing that we need to know is about Aristotle. Who is Aristotle? Aristotle was a great Greek philosopher and scientist. He has these amazing work on history, on philosophy, on literature. He is known as a Stagirite because he was from Stagira. He is a pupil of of another philosopher, Plato. He is a teacher of Alexander the Great. He was a teacher of Alexander the Great. So his reputation is well known throughout the Western society. Aristotle's writings became famous even during the Renaissance period, and they really picked up, especially in the modern times. Uh, Poetics is said to be the first surviving work on dramatic theory, in which he talks about art, and he defines art as imitation. And especially he analyzes what is tragedy and what are the elements of tragedy. Well, the famous definition given by tragedy that students needs to learn is: tragedy is an imitation of action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude, in language embellished with each kind of artistic ornament, the several kinds being found in separate parts of the play, in the form of action, not of narrative, through pity and fear, affecting the proper purgation of emotion. Now, let's analyze this definition. Tragedy is an imitation of action. So, first thing that comes into our mind, that the actions are the most important. So, plot is the most important part of tragedy. It should be of some serious subject. That's why most of the Shakespearean tragedies or most of the Elizabethan tragedies are about kings and princes, so that people feel something when they see those tragedies. If it's of trivial consequence, that no one will be interested in it. Then it should have a beginning, a middle, and the end. It should cover the rise. The plot of the tragedy moves towards the rise of the fortune, and then the downfall of the tragedy. So the reversal of the fortune is an important part of tragedy. And now, last point is, it's obviously dramatic. It's not narrative. It's meant to be seen, not to be read. And the last point is, it should the one of the objectives of tragedy is to affect the purgation of pity and fear. This process of purgation is given a medicinal term called catharsis. It's not used by Aristotle in Poetics, but it's derived from his other works. Now, by stimulating the excessive of these emotions on stage, he is actually treating the people of the excess of these emotions, of pity and fear. He arouses pity because people feel, or the audience feel, bad for what's happening to a character, and fear because that same thing can happen to them. Now, Aristotle has recognized seven elements of tragedy: plot, character, thought, diction, song, and spectacle. But the first and the foremost he defines plot as the soul of tragedy, because tragedy is the imitation of actions, and actions is same as the plot. It's the arranging of the actions in a proper sequence. It should have a beginning, middle, and the end. And the two main forces of tragedy, that is the reversal of fortune called peripetia, and the recognition, sometimes recognition and reversal of fortune go hand in hand, are both the elements of the elements of the plot itself. Then plots can be complex, they can be simple. Simple plot doesn't involve the reversal of fortune, but complex plot do have reversal of fortune. Next is character. Characters are the agents performing the actions. They are given the qualities, the behaviors, all those things are attributes of a character. Characters are supposed to be neither too good nor too bad. They're supposed to be relatable. They are mostly derived from some noble class. They are now, one of the characteristic feature of a character is hamartia. Why does a character suffers downfall? is because of hamartia. Hamartia is a word derived from archery, the sport of archery. Missing, missing by an inch or an error in judgment, that's hamartia. For example, the hamartia of Macbeth was his ambition. The hamartia of Hamlet was his indecisiveness. The hamartia of Othello was his jealousy. All these people were not bad as people, but they suffered because they have an error in their character. Next is thought. Thought is all the reasoning processes that are involved in the character's mind. That is thought, the reasoning and the logical background of the actions. Diction is basically the expression of the thoughts. Next is song, that is included in chorus, and the poetry that is involved in the tragedy. And last is spectacle, that is the visual representation of the action. One of the important points Aristotle makes about tragedy is that it should follow the laws of probability, that something can possibly happen. Though the supernatural elements are included in it, though epic nature of epic things are included in a tragedy, but it should be plausible. Law of plausibility is important as far as tragedy is concerned. Thank you.